all of you for your commitment to your community. I always enjoy being down at a GDAC meeting because I see so many people that care so much, and it's great to see, because you get up into Bradford County and over in Lycoming County, you find there are communities that bad things are happening. The people are sitting on their hands saying, so what? We don't see that here. Your legal rights. Number one, I think Sam said it best. You don't let these people on your property for anything. You have that right. They don't have the power of eminent domain presently. They want it. They're fighting real bad to get it. But you don't have to allow a survey of your property. You don't have to allow, I think they're calling them now environmental impact studies. And we just got a letter from one of our clients that got a phone message. Oh, by the way, can we come up? There's going to be a pipeline near your property and we want to do an environmental study. No, 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 no. Don't come near us. The people that they hire to negotiate these pipelines, as far as I'm concerned, are nothing short of scallywags. They are people that aren't licensed by anyone. They're not realtors. They're not like Mr. Fisher, who has to take an examination. They are salespeople. And their job is to get you to give up as much of your property for as little money as possible. Don't talk to them. You don't have to. Now, what is the power of eminent domain? The state of Pennsylvania and the federal government has the authority to come in and take your property under certain circumstances. Electric utilities, if they have to put a power line through and it's a electric utility that's going to provide electricity to the whole community, they have the power of eminent domain. The highway department, they have the power of eminent domain. Gas companies that are intrastate have the power of eminent domain. But these interstate gas companies that are doing nothing but bringing the gas from one point in the Marcellus region down to the Delaware Bay so they can ship it on a boat, get it through the Panama Canal and over to Asia or across the Atlantic and over to Europe, they don't have the right of eminent domain presently. Surprise, surprise, our former Secretary of the Department of Environmental Affairs, or Environmental Protection, Michael Kranzer, is now a lawyer for Blank Rome, big law firm in Philadelphia, and they have an application before the Public Utility Commission for the common good to, in fact, do a request for the power of eminent domain. They don't have it yet. If they did, they would come in, and if they ever get it, understand what your rights are. They will knock on your door and say, we are going to take your property under eminent domain, and we're filing in the courthouse what's called a declaration of taking. And that declaration of taking spells out how much land they're going to be taking, how they're going to do it, and they have to offer you just compensation. That just compensation is going to be 50 times less than they should be paying you. You don't have to take it. You can ask for a hearing before what's called the Board of View. The Board of View are 3 citizens from the community that sit on a board and they hear cases. Someone like Joe Fisher comes in and a guy like me and says they've only offered $5,000. Joe's going to tell you that they should be offering $50,000. And if they don't pay it, the Board of View then ends up making the decision, okay, this is the right number. It's not over then. If you wish, you can take an appeal to the Court of Common Pleas, and we do it all over again, except in that case, it's a jury trial. And almost always, the juries award more money than the Board of View does. Quite frankly, jurors don't like the idea that our states have the ability to take your property. So you go to a jury trial and you can get more. Not only that, but there is interest in council fees that can be awarded too. Eminent domain does have some rights, but without eminent domain, you have all the power. If you don't lease your property to the pipeline company to allow an easement to go through, then you are totally protected, and you can tell them to pound sand. And I think, as you pointed out, when a community is well organized, they just can't get their pipelines through. Am I right, Sam? I mean, that's just plain simple. You can put up roadblocks every step of the way. How do you do that? Just what we're doing tonight. You organize, you talk to your neighbors, you make sure everybody understands the dangers of these pipelines. No one who lives up near the Chapin dehydration station had any conception how bad that station was going to be for them. We had some people that attended the township meeting when the building permits were given out, and questions were asked about noxious fumes and other problems, and time and time and time again, the people from PVR lied to the local municipality to make sure they got that station in. And it's true in one compressor station after another. Sam, how many of these meetings do you see the same thing? People go in, they ask questions, and they're told, no problem, it's not gonna be a problem at all, don't worry about it. So I guess the point I'm trying to make for you is be aware, pass the word, understand that these pipelines are gonna impact the property value that you have. And Joe right now may not know how it negatively impacts properties, but I'll tell you what, after we get a few more of these pipeline projects through, he's gonna see, I'm sure, that property after property after property that's allowed a pipeline to go through has lost the value and lost the ability to sell and sometimes even mortgage their properties. So stand up, be available, and don't take the gas company's word for anything. They really are very greedy, and there's billions of dollars below our feet that they want to get into their pockets and line their shareholders' pockets as well. Don't allow them to do it, because it's going to impact your ability to sell your property. Just one example, I represented a car dealership up in Carbondale, and it wasn't a pipeline, it was a sewer line that 10 years before they took, through the power of eminent domain, the sewer line, and they lost it for all intents and purposes. They filed for a board of view, and their cousin was representing them, and for about 10 years nothing happened, and he came to our firm. And what we were able to establish is he could never expand the size of his dealership. And today, people want larger enclosed dealerships. As a result, the Board of View made an award to him of a significant amount of money when we went to a jury trial and brought in a realtor to say, this is going to impact his ability to have that dealership for the next, for as long as he has it, and he won't be able to sell the dealership, and we were able to get more money. But no one in their right mind ever thought that a sewer line going through the parking lot of a car dealership would impact the value of the car dealership that bad. It truly did. I've only got a minute left, and my advice to you is be active, talk to your neighbors, and if in fact there are pipelines that go through, you do have the ability to sue the gas company and the pipeline company for the nuisance they create. And the first nuisance case was reported back in England. It's the first reported case that we have in the Anglo-Saxon system. And that case held that a pig farmer caused the nuisance to his neighbors, and as a result, they were awarded damages. So when they start coming through with the heavy equipment and all those things, you can also file nuisance claims. And this is one way to let them know that you're going to fight all the way through. Thank you very much, and I'll be glad to take any questions.